You are the person that was
So I just wait like that. Like 3 of the best.
All right, so thank you all. It's my honor again to be speaking again today. This is our 4th event so far today. 3rd event, 4th event, whatever. It's good. Anyway, we're out here today. I retired, made my transition across, and this is a personal way for me to say goodbye to my teammates that have perished either in training or in action during my tour of duty. So the wreath to my right represents the red, carnations represent my teammates' loss, the white represents the states that they've all come from, and the blue represents those families that still have military members serving today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce Captain Rick Millard, retired, who is really responsible for the team of people to get this monument here in Virginia Beach, and he'll talk a little bit about how that was done. And then after that, we're going to do a short flag detail where we're going to represent the national anthem, followed by taps and rendering the colors with the flag folding ceremony. We'll present the flag to Gabby, who's going to turn it off to a young patriot by the name of Drew Peterson. So the American flag that you got from the ceremony today, that you guys were present for our retirement ceremony, very fitting. John, you should get the helicopter. John is this way.
Flyby.
So I'm going to take the opportunity to talk about what the flag means to me, because it has been controversial, since they, take a knee and all those other things. And I'm not going to tell you my opinion about it, but I'll just tell you my feelings about the American flag. Is that American flag doesn't represent just service members and their families. It represents all Americans, and it represents freedom. And for me, it's something that's meant to bring us together. So that's why it's important for me that we pay respect to the flag. That is the way that we do things. And I have a pet peeve in the military. Those of you that have served or continue to serve right now know that there's a point in time that we often are doing physical training or other types of training during the time when colors happens, which is 8 o'clock every morning, or just at twilight when the flag comes down, and people race back into the building. They don't have to stand and listen to the national anthem be played or salute the flag or whatever else. And I don't know where that came from, but it really is annoying. So that you that are still serving, I inspire you to no longer duck into your vehicles or your swords. Stand outside and salute the flag proud, because it represents the best of all of us, right? So please carry that message forward with everyone, okay? So with that, I'd like to introduce Captain Rick Millard.
Everybody get in on me. Come on in.
Yes.
Come on. I don't want up the shot. I'm Rick Willard. I was in the team from 1966 to 1996. I went through class 38. Remember that number, 38? On the East Coast here. There used to be training on the East Coast, right at Little Creek in 1966. In early 2016, I realized that there was no SEAL monument anywhere. There was no SEAL, there was no monument to the SEALs that existed any place in the world. There's 3 statues like this of the Naked Warrior, underwater demolition team men from World War II in various different SEAL heritage sites, Coronado, Hawaii, and Fort Pierce, Florida. But there was nothing, there's no monument to celebrate the SEALs in general. And that was especially annoying to me because the very first SEAL predecessor organization was formed in Little Creek in 1942. And they carried out their first operation on the west part of Africa and Morocco during Operation Torch on basically the night of Veterans Day in 1942. So it all sort of started right at Little Creek, and there was nothing here. So I said, we've got to fix that. So, yeah, we'll build a monument. How hard could it be? Well, I found out it was actually a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work too. I was helped by 4 other people substantially. One of them is Ken Vieira. Raise your hand, Ken. Former Team 2 guy. Another one's my wife, Sandy, right there. If it hadn't been for her, I would have probably exploded sometime in early late 2017. And there was 2 architects from a local architectural firm. One of whom is Aaron Horton, whose husband is a platoon commander in SEAL Team 2. So, and these 2 architects were phenomenal. I briefed them on what I wanted, and they just got it right away, and it just happened. There's a number of coincidences that have to do with this monument. The number 38 has something to do with it. I was in class 38. The monument just happens to be on 38th Street. 38 is a great caliber too. I mean, you know, the guy who drafted the 1,500 words of SEAL history that you see on these tablets behind me was one of my classmates in class 38, Tom Hawkins. He got out of the Navy and became a very good SEAL historian. There's a number of other coincidences. So you keep running into people here that you haven't seen in years. I was standing right here in January of this year, and one of my other classmates just comes walking up. Now this ordinarily wouldn't be too noteworthy, but he lives in California. And he just happened to be here. He was visiting his daughter in North Carolina. He just happened to be here that moment, that day that Sandy and I were here. And there's been 15 other coincidences like that. The foremost coincidence was the day that the monument was completed. Everything was done except the Naked Warrior. It was actually modeled on a guy named Steve Nelson from Minneapolis. He joined the Navy with Jesse Ventura in 1969. They were in high school together. Anyhow, Steve was lying over here, and there was a 7-story crane here. And the last thing to do was to pick up Steve and put him on that obstacle he's standing on. So of course this is a sweaty palms event because we dropped Steve and it's not looking good for dedication the next week. Fortunately, he got in place just right, glued in. His attitude is exactly the way it should be. And we all stepped back with a sigh of relief, and no sooner had the crane straps lifted away, and even though it was sunny here, it was cloudy and there was a squall out at sea. And from right where you are standing, a rainbow came up, right up over his head. We took that as a good sign, and seven of us took pictures of it. This was not just something that we imagined. This is not, you know, a figment of our imagination. We took photographs. So that's the sort of thing that happened here. A little bit more about the monument. The way to see the monument is start to the left here, just at the top of the stairs. Read these panels or look at the pictures or both. It tells 75 years of SEAL history, and it's illustrated by photographs from the time. As I say, it's a monument. It's not a memorial. There's not a single name on this thing. It's about the collective deeds of 75 years of SEALs and their forerunners. It's not about deaths. But we recognize that a lot of SEALs and their forerunners have given their lives, and so there's 300 gold stars on the interior part of the monument. On that side, on this side, you can see them. One for each of the men, SEALs or forerunners who was killed in the line of duty. 7 SEALs have earned Medals of Honor. You can see the Medals of Honor over there on the south side of the panel here. SEALs have been using dogs, war dogs, since my war of Vietnam. They were not particularly effective then, but they've been very effective lately. 10 of them have been killed in the line of duty. If it hadn't been for those dogs, there'd be a lot more stars on this monument. So if you look over here, the bottom row over here, beneath the stars, there are 10 paw prints. We talked about the Naked Warrior. He represents an underwater demolition man, SEAL forerunner who operated in, they cleared the beaches of obstacles so that the landing force, the Marines and the Army guys could get ashore and take the islands. And he's called the Naked Warrior because he's dressed for battle right there. He's got his swim fins, his coral booties, his little device for taking the soundings and marking where the obstacles are. And his only weapon is a K-bar knife, the same kind of K-bar knife that still is used in the teams today. On the inside He stands on an obstacle of the type that his job was to blow up. And surrounding him on the inside of the monument is a field of sand. That sand is from Little Creek and 100 other places around the world where SEALs have trained, fought, bled, earned medals of honor, been wounded, been killed already. And it's all mixed in together there. And it's all sand there from Afghanistan, Iraq, Vietnam, every place, not quite every place, but most of the places where SEALs and their forerunners have served. And tonight, I've got sand from Iwo Jima, where guys like this naked warrior here operated to add. I will be adding it. His grandfather served there in World War II. I've also got sand from Iraq, where Bob himself served. He'll be adding that sand tonight. This is granite. It's the third hardest, special granite. It's the third hardest substance on the face of the earth after diamonds and rubies. It's not engraved, but it's laser etched. And it's very dense and hard and fine, and which is why we chose it to be the finishing, the upper part of the monuments, because you could etch, laser etch photographs in a lot of detail. And you can see that here too. So we built this.
Color guard. On 10, jump. Harry, color. Ready, 2. Forward, march. Mark time. March. Color guard. Halt. Left. Base. Present. Halt.
interested to see what it looks like.
Thank you everyone for participating. Really appreciate it.
We got Bobby sailing off into the sunset.
I know. I'm gonna ride back.
Okay.
That is. So you were right
Well, it looks like there's electricity.